го нарекуваат Джордж Клуни на српската дигитална сцена. Тој буквално ги поместува бизнисите, отварајќи им ги вратите на интернационалната сцена. Денеска ќе зборува за Google аналитика и Digital Return on Investment од Huge Media на сцената на allweb. Иван Речевич.
So I'm going to talk about the secret of how to read people's mind using Google Analytics and how to influence their behavior. So stay with me. If you see something interesting, just clap your hands or smile. But I will try to satisfy you with some nice insights. So Ivan Rečević, I am for start Google trainer as Miroslav Varga. I'm a partner and a co-owner in two companies, so it's Huge Media, digital agency, and also co-owner in a company called Ga Consulting, focused on some really good consulting stuff, not connected to digital, but IT. And also I'm a blogger. This is what I'm proud of. So I'm blogging for fun and profit, and also for my personal pleasure. So it goes for the last 7 or 8 years. So if you want to read something from me, just Google it and you will find a lot of things. I hope it's interesting for you. So, some quick questions. How many of you are using Google Analytics? Wow. I hope you will get something really new today. So, event tracking, anybody? Okay. Adjusted bounce rate? Wow, I like it. Probably you're in publishing companies? With publishers? No? Okay. Custom reports? Wow, I'm really pleasantly surprised. You're better than in Serbia. Advanced segments? Some of you. Attribution modeling? Okay. I now feel safe. Multi-channel funnels? Some of you. Okay. So how many of you are aware what you can really achieve with tools like Google Analytics? Do you really feel that you can get some really good stuff, and as I mentioned at the beginning, to read people's minds? Okay, I hope at the end of this you will be very keen to learn new things and look at some things that I will show you now, and try it yourself and really, really get into people's head. Understand your customer, understand your visitor, understand what's going on in people's minds. So, I hope to everybody for you to be Keller. Keller is a magician from 1920s. So this was his ads and newspapers and on posters, doing all kinds of magical things, like levitation, self-decapitation, learning from the devil. And at the end of this, you will be the magician, trust me. So, some brief history of Google Analytics. So, a few days ago, it was the 10th birthday of Google Analytics. Imagine that. So, it's 10 years old as Google Analytics, before it was Urchin, and how it worked. So, at that time, in some 2005, and sometime before, there were a lot of tools, a lot of engines tracking people on the internet. There were weblogs, Apache weblogs that people were using to see the people what they did on their websites, Omniture, Catalysts, IBM, all kinds of products. And then Google bought the company called Urchin and made the product free of charge for everybody. So in the first week, they have 100,000 subscriptions for this service, and they stopped. They said, okay, no, let's say, immediate subscription. You will be on a wait list. You will ask for, let's say, the service, and we will give it on some basis. So for 1 year, there was a sign-up pause. And after this, everything skyrocketed. So this is for the last 10 years. How much was Google Analytics implemented throughout the world? Something like 30 million websites. So if you see, I cannot use this, but never mind. The growth was tremendous. All other players in the market of web analytics grew slowly, but Google Analytics skyrocketed. So that's the fact. Make the tool available for free. Why? Because during the last 10 years, so many things was, let's say, implemented. Some enterprise-grade tools, some enterprise-grade services like multi-channel funnels, attribution, connection to CRM, universal analytics, all kinds of stuff that would make your business grow. Not grow in a sense like it was all my problems. It's the way how to measure people's interactions, people's behavior, what they do on your website. So a year ago or a year and a half, it moved beyond websites. It moved to web applications, to offline systems like POS, point of sale terminals. You can use now Google Analytics for almost anything from offline world. So this is something that you have to keep in mind. You can use Google Analytics however you want. You're not limited to web. And you can measure all kinds of things. So, analytics engine. What does it mean? What is the analytics engine? So, it's something, it can be Google Analytics, it can be something else. But in the root of everything, Google Analytics engine is something that collects data according to your plan, according to your need. So it can, Google Analytics can measure instantly whatever you want. But will it satisfy your needs, satisfy your business? Every business is different. So this kind of engine, you must adapt. You must prepare it for your business. So implementation is not lightly hearted. What it means? It means that you must not start it easily. Like, I will put this code, JavaScript code, and it will work. Okay, it will work, but will it answer your questions, the problems of your clients or customers or your own? So, if it is easy and fast, you're doing something wrong. So, I did it. I'm the first one to blame. I did it wrongly a long time ago, and I started learning new things. By learning, I mean asking people questions, analyzing some data, looking data from different sides, and seeing something wrong. So when I started looking things from the other perspective, I got real good questions in my head. What's going on? Something is not good. And we will see what's going on. So, how to do properly things. So I'm just giving you something to have in mind. You don't put just analytics code. First, define measurement plan. What you want to measure. Do you want to measure page views? Okay. Do you want to measure what people do on your web pages, like clicking on some buttons or playing some video? Yes, you want. Write it down. Write down whatever you want to do. What do you want to measure? After defining this, what's going on with it? Create implementation plan. By creating an implementation plan, it means where you want to put that code, how it will work. Explain your needs. It's not just putting the code. Think how you will implement it. And implement that plan. So whatever I told you now, it can be, let's say, packed in 1 day or 2 days if you know what you're doing. But if you're in the agency and you're going after client, you have to talk with him and ask the right questions. Ask them what they want. And then create a plan for implementation and implement it. And at the end, probably you will see it as a project. But setting up analytics is not a project. It's something that takes time to set up and then to measure and refine and maintain. it takes a lot of time, and it goes on and on. Things change, websites change. The website today, it will not be the same as a website tomorrow, because some new technology will come, some new type of content will arise. Some, like Viber public chat, will happen. You will implement it, and how you will measure interaction with Viber chat in an iframe on your web page. Pretty much hard. So, taking in consideration that analytics and measurement is not easy task. It takes time, and it goes on and on. So you can make a business model out of this. Sell the maintenance, sell the constant improvements. Why not? Anyway, so if you want to read minds, you must measure properly. Once planned and implemented, you can collect data you really want. It means when you know what you need to know, what you want to know, how do people behave and what they do, sit down, measure, collect the data, and then work on it. So, how many of you track demographics and interests of your visitors or users? Okay. Do you know how the data is collected? Why it is collected? What service is used to collect the demographics and interests of people? So it's some magical web service called DoubleClick that Google bought some time ago. And each one of you who is visiting web pages on the internet from the morning until the end of the day have Google Analytics on their sites. Some of them have activated demographics and interests on their sites. By this enabling, websites are sending signals to DoubleClick, who is collecting all data about all websites on the internet, and building profiles of people. Plus, connecting this to the, let's say, usernames. Once you're logged into Google Gmail, it is connecting your data with data about sites you visited. And Google is building the profile of you. What are you doing? What are you visiting? So when everything is mixed up, we end up with lots of data about you. So you can get the data about sex, about age, about affinity categories, and a reach about what people are, let's say, really interested in. You receive data about in-market segment. Does anybody of you know what in-market segment means? In-market segment means in the last 30 days, people were actively looking at certain type of sites, did certain types of searches. So in case of this website and the data from analytics, some 5.76% of people who visited this specific site were really keen about employment. They were actively searching about employment. It means that target market of this site are people looking after employment. Computer electronics and mobile phones, okay. But this kind of data, if you start collecting demographics on your websites, you will get this. And you will understand your market, your people who are visiting you and why they're visiting. And also other category. Other category is something like split down information about affinity category, to be more precise. If people were interested in electronics, more precisely, they're interested in computer electronics, electrical, electronic components, and that's it. So you have, let's say, really granular information about the main category. So, but all this, you can read it later on. The presentation will be with Darko. So, ever thought of visitors this way? What can you understand? What they do? Why they arrived? And what they're actually searching on? And what is their primary interest? When you know this information, you can better plan your content or better plan your sales funnel. And this is the, let's say, one point in reading people's minds. So, let's go on. So, This is something, thank you Miroslav for this. You started with the data from Adwords, and these are the information about 3 countries. Can you spot the Macedonia on these pictures? Who would say it is the second one? Okay, let's not make you wonder. So it's Macedonia, Croatia, and Serbia. What the information tells us. So we have the information at the beginning about device which is used. So 45% desktop, 50% mobile, and 5% tablet. You can see, to be precise, these are the information about the market of each country. I try to generally collect the data about each country, the population, what they are doing, what is the structure of website visitors, of users of internet in each of these 3 countries. And you will see in Croatia, for instance, 58% of users of internet are on mobile. Imagine that. Serbia is going behind, so lots of desktop users. In Macedonia, 50% mobile. Pretty good. Demographics, some 30% of people are not, let's say, recognized by Google in Macedonia, 33 in Croatia, and 21 in Serbia. Why this big difference? I will tell you a secret. In Serbia, for the last 6 months, I was really harassing big publishers to start using universal analytics and activating demographics and interest reports. Why? In order for Google to recognize people, they need a big amount of data, a big traffic. So once Google starts receiving a large amount of traffic, and a large amount of traffic comes mostly from big publishers, like newspapers or media companies, when Google starts receiving this data, it can work with it, and it can connect the data with the Gmail accounts and so on. So just by pushing publishers to activate their analytics code, adjusting it, they start receiving good data, understanding their visitors, but also from my side as an agency, I could better target people. So out of 5 million users of internet in Serbia, we have access to almost 80% of them. We can target them better. So all this data you should use for your benefit, and also your clients. So, but wait, you don't need this. You already know who are your customers. I mean, all of you are very skilled, you know your business or your client's business, you know how people behave, what they're interested in. Maybe. And from Marketunist, a really good explanation. What's going on? Do you really understand the clients? Do you understand your clients or clients' customers? You don't know. You just presume. With the data you can collect from analytics, you can really understand what's going on. Up to a certain point, you can be certain that some things will happen. But you're not really 100% sure. You have to go deeper. So this is why it is a never-ending story. It just changes. Who would say that Facebook will start converting people? Well, once the older people started using Facebook, Facebook started making conversions. It happened in the last 2 years. Who would say? We've never seen the Facebook making conversions or purchases. I mean, people coming from this channel. But it starts now. Pretty good for Facebook and the older people. So, how you acquire people, how they behave, and what is their outcome is the customer journey. Customer journey is something, how you attract someone's attention, he comes to the website, how he behaves or she behaves on the website, and then what is the outcome? What is the conversion? What people do at the end? Do they do something that we planned or not? And if you try to, you will see later on, I mean after the conference, when you look at the presentation, these are the 4 main, let's say, sections of Google Analytics. the audience, the people who are coming to the website, who are they, how they come to your website, what is the acquisition, how you acquired your traffic, behavior, what they do on the website, and the end, conversions, what is important for you or your clients. So, So, for me, as a person from the agency, tagging is not a goal. Delivering business value is. Whatever I do to my clients, I try to deliver business value. I don't try to measure things. I try to understand the data they receive, and I also to explain to them what's going on and bring them business value. When you start selling business value, you're on the right track. You're not just agency who does some measurement. So, you can do anomaly detection. You can detect anomalies. What's the anomaly? So, this is the dump or export from Google Analytics about events happening on one website. The website has all kinds of events, but the main thing is they want to acquire new customers. They need the sign-ups. And when you have this kind of data, you have tens and thousands of lines of code, you start using Excel. Why you start using Excel? Because Google Analytics is just, for me, it's a big database which stores data according to my needs, to my clients' needs. And then some things you really cannot do in analytics. You have to take the data, analyze it, and put it in Excel. So long for Google. Microsoft is dominating this space. So, your best friend are pivot tables. Imagine that. Pivots. And what we wanted to see is how many people had a failed sign-up. And accidentally, most of the failed attempts were on a Macintosh. Is it a good operating system? I believe so. I'm using it for the last 10 years. But something's wrong in the Macintosh world. So when we go deeper, so you can, with the pivot, you can really go deep very fast. So this is why we're not using Google Analytics for this. It's just too painful to do these kind of things. We noticed on the operating system 10.10, there's a Chrome, and there's a really big number of failed attempts. Is there something like this in different browser, like Safari? Yeah, there's something. On some older version of operating system, 10.9 also. And notice this, the Chrome 45.0.24.54.101 is happening on both operating systems. So there is a clear problem with the browser version. Something Google screwed up with the Chrome in this version. Could you detect this when you have a website which has something like millions of visits from Google Analytics? You could, and you would spend a lot of time. You can make some intelligent alerts that will inform you that something's wrong with this, but it's really painful. So when you have a lot of, let's say, failed attempts, failed signups, you go deep down and you can do this and understand what's really going on, why the problem arises. Anyway, are you able to read someone's mind with data you receive from Analytics Engine? Up to now, if I'm in your place, I would start thinking, okay, there's something more that I didn't know, and I really can dig into it and start using it in a different way. And there are a lot of resources how you can do this. There are a lot of people theoretizing about analytics and also doing some practical stuff. And you can spend some time. If you don't have data scientists, as they call them now, or somebody dealing with data, start looking after one. So, you have demographics, interests, active theme of research of people, detailed interests, access route, how they access the site, their behavior on the website, funnel completion, intentions through the tunnel, everything. You have so much data you can put inside analytics, treat it as a real good database, and start extracting data. looking after some things that will make you do some really magical stuff. Plus anomaly detection. So, analytics engine, or Google Analytics is one of the analytics engines, is a mare that must be tamed. So this is just, I tried to use some fancy English words to help our fellow translators. So mare is a stallion or a horse. Tamed, it means you must get a hold of it. You must make it work for you. You must really put uzde and ride it as you really have to ride it, you know. So, what is this? What is this? Aha, yeah. What we will see, what is this? Circle with a dot inside, okay? This? Triangle? Come on. Circle. Okay, so there's no secret message. I'm not trying to influence you in any way, so it's no magic, no trick. What will you see out of these three pictures? What is this? I presented you three different things, but actually it's only one thing. It's a cone. Depends on the point of view. Either you're looking above, below, or on the side, you will see three different things. It's the analytics also. You have a lot of data in different places, and you have to look at the data from the different angles. If you look at only one report, to be precise, you're screwed. You will think that you know something, but you don't know anything. Start looking at the data from the different sides, and you will see something really, really interesting. You can say one thing and then add something else by looking from the other side. So, depending on the point of view, information is different. So, once you master this and check the data you receive, you'll become what? Killer, the magician. Okay. Anyway, so some tests you can incorporate in your future. So we're really going at the end of this, so you'll be at your lunch really soon, don't worry. So, in order to really test some measurement, I will suggest you some tests. I will show you one test that we did. So, anybody have heard more test? Or money off roof test? Anybody? Come on people, are you doing social media? There's one, Miroslav, you're good, we are reading the same stuff, right? Anyway, so how many of you are doing social media professionally? Nobody's? One, two? So social media, okay, nobody's going to harass me now after this. So, money off roof. So, compute the total cost of your social media activities. What it means? It means employee salaries and benefits, agency fees, content acquisition, production costs, all these fancy pictures, visualizations, infographic and so on. So there is a lot of money going on. Salaries, execute time invested, etc., etc. So what you do after this, when you have the figure, you go to the bank. Come on. Okay, and you get any kind of bill, the smallest bill that you can have. So it's 1,000 euros, have a bills of 5 euros, so it's a big stack. You go during some prime time, like at noon, on the top of your building, and you throw the money down, off the roof. Why would you do that? It's simple. So you invested some money, you have some things on social media. So there's the money. Try to throw it away, off the roof, and see what will this do on social media. How many tweets, Facebook likes, posts, YouTube videos. Eventually people will do this. Once you throw the money off the building, inform them, you will see the reactions. So you can compare what is your money doing using agency or just throwing away. So I see only 4 people who are going to kill me after this, right? Anyway. So. And yes, Avinash Kaushik. If you ever wanted to start digging really into digital analytics, visit Avinash Kaushik website, kaushik.net, learn things, learn new things. You will see a total different way how to measure things. But anyway, it's not all things, it's just a normal view on data from the point of view of millennials, of you, people who are interested in analytics, in data. So, second one, there is something that we did in 2010, 5 years passed, and NDA is not anymore in operational, so I can talk about this. So we had the offline to online campaign in 2010. So what we did, we made the augmented reality. So you have something in the print, in newspapers, like an ad, saying, okay, we have a brand new mobile phone X3 Nokia. So you just scan this code, it will take you to Facebook and you can see your phone in your hand. So we're using codes for augmented reality. We built the model of the phone, everything else, everything worked. You know what was the result? How many people scanned the code from the newspapers? 16. Come on. It was the daily newspaper, 100,000 printed newspapers, 16. We did the measurement of this. We planned to measure how many people will go to the web page, how many people will scan and go to the web page and test this. 16. The money invested in printed ad was 2 times bigger than the production costs of the Facebook application, 3D modeling, and everything else. 5 years from now, I would like to do this again and to do the measurement. But whatever you do, just please measure things. Some things you would be proud to present to the client, some not. But anyway, measure it. Understand where you did make it a problem or not. So, there is something called Conway Law that should help you when you work with clients. And it goes like this. Organizations which design systems are constrained to produce designs which are the copies of the communication structures of these organizations. I had the problems reading this, understanding it, and then really going into it. What is the problem? If you're dealing with a company which has different kind of systems or departments, if they don't communicate well, do you think you can make a system which will collect data properly from all the departments? So if the company doesn't work that way, it's very hard, almost impossible to get the whole company work with you about analytics. So be aware. This is the, let's say, the marker, what is going on with your client. So, read books, read blogs, participate in community. Each of your experience that you share, that you communicate with the community, is bringing value. People are not feeling alone. So, give your part of knowledge, your experience, in order for people to understand what's going on, that they're not alone, and you will see people will open up. You can read from them or ask them things. It's a small, at this moment, community that you can participate in, and also that's sharing knowledge. For my end, are you going to be able after this to go inside people's head? Not immediately, but I believe you will start going through the data. The data is there. Sorry. So, read minds. Read people's minds. Understand the clients, customers, or people who buy from them. Understand your visitors, what they are there. This is the way how you're going to be, let's say, magician. So, Some of the links are people I'm following and who are really bringing value and explaining a lot of things. I could not put everybody on the slide, so there are some links to their Twitter accounts and some information about them. So it is really possible to measure anything. If there is a book you should read, there are 3. So, How to Measure Anything, Douglas Hubbard, Avinash Kaushik, Web Analytics 2.0, and Brian Clifton, Advanced Web Metrics with Google Analytics. These 3 books, they are pretty big, but you can start reading them from any part you want. But it will give you not the pleasure, something else will bring you pleasure, but these books will give you the knowledge, understanding what's going on, how it works, and why it works. Definitely you will understand that the putting analytics code on a web page or on an app, it's not that easy. It looks easy, but you really must know what you are doing. And a lot of other people, Simo Hava, really good developer and let's say theoretician of analytics, Craig Sullivan, Julien Coquette, Phil Pierce, and many, many others. People are open. You can really ask them anything, even if they are a Google evangelist living in Silicon Valley. Yes, you can ask them. And that's it. Thank you.